Hello everyone, thank you for coming. I'm happy to be here and I think this will be a fun conversation. Am I really going to tell you that some of the stocks I'm going to give you will double or even go 5 or 10 times? Yes, I am, and here's why it's been happening, but I have some very specific reasons why I want to give you this basket and why I think some of these stocks will do very well. Okay, so why should we buy miners now? I mean, the juniors are just depressed, nothing's moving, so why would we get involved at this time? Here are the reasons why. First, the gold and mining stock markets are both in a bull market. I'll show you that. Second, the mining stock market's down cycle is at an all-time high. I'll also show you that the technical indications are favorable. I'm going to show you that I have 3 baskets to give you. Pre-discovery ones with discovery potential, one with resource growth that is little lower risk, and then some pre-producers in full disclosure. Many analysts are stating that stock selecting can work. The first reason you should purchase mining stocks is that the market is booming. I own all of these equities, some of which are overweight. In my humble opinion, the bull market began on leap year day last year. The reason I believe that is because the FED declared the following day, actually the day before, that they would be lowering rates more frequently and more swiftly than they had initially anticipated. Gold sparked that day and has never looked back, with a 32% percentage return. However, that has now altered with the FED. Jeff, some of you will argue that mining stocks haven't done well. There have been 10 upcycles in gold since 1975, and you can see how big some of these are. Some of them are small, okay? But when you get a bull market, when you get an upcycle in gold stocks, it can be very, very lucrative if you're participating. Okay, so some of you are going to ask, well, how long between each of those upcycles, Jeff? However, GDX has outperformed gold since that date, and GDXJ has outperformed GDX. That's what you would expect to see in a bull market. The second reason you should be active in mining stocks is that the down cycle we are presently in is one of the longest on record. So this is the amount of time that passes between each upcycle. I'm pleased you inquired how long those down cycles run before we get the next upcycle. I just showed you, so the first bar shows the average length of time that gold stocks have been down and not responding, which is about 2.5 years. The second bar shows our current down cycle, which began after the COVID peak in 2020 and is currently 4.3 years long. The next bar is the longest down cycle in gold stocks, not gold, which is only a month or 2 longer than what we've had up to this point. So that means we're getting very stretched and we're getting close to the end of this thing. As you can see, many of these are shorter, some are longer, but that's where we are. The third reason is because a lot of technical analysts are saying that there's been a breakout in gold stocks. This is, there's so many of them. I just pulled one off Twitter or X. And this one shows that GDX is broken out of the down cycle and is ready to move. When it breaks out of a down cycle, it tends to run. Okay, I think that's what's happening. There are many other technical analysts saying the same thing, but this is just one example. So there's a technic teal breakout number 4, stock picking can work. You don't have to buy just the index. The index, you get both the bad and the good, right? So these are some personal gains that I'm personally sitting on in the current cycle, current bull market, and I'm not, trying to beat my chest here. I'm just sharing with you to show you that there can be some extraordinary gains in gold stocks in a down cycle. Okay, we focus on best of best, and I'll give you some of those. But there's what we're looking at. Those are the kinds of gains that we can personally see. Now, the second one there, Amar, anybody own AAR resources? Yeah, bet you're happy. Big discovery on Friday, up 170% or something like that. So that chart is a little outdated, shall we say. Now, those of you who follow me, what stock is missing from that chart? Anybody follow me for a while? Know what stock we're up on? 14x, I believe right now, Snowline Gold. So I didn't put Snow Gold on there because it just distorts everything else, but we're up 1400%, something like that. So the point is, stock picking can work. If you focus on best of best, they won't all be winners, but you can easily, in my opinion, outpace the index. All right, here we go. Here are some businesses that I believe have double potential, but the catch is that they are pre-discovery, therefore they need to make a discovery in order to double, go 5 times or 10 times. Now, this is the list that I like, and I own them all. The stock won't move if they don't find anything, but if they do, there is a ton of potential because the first AAR resources, I created this slide prior to Friday. So yeah, that one is already operational. They've made the discovery and are en route. That's at the district level. COSA Resources is an Athabasca uranium explorer, and they have already partnered with Denison Mines. Why would Denison Mines partner with this tiny little junior? I mean, they see a perspective there, and they have a lot more to report. So there's probably a long way to go for that stock. Empire of the Pacific Minerals. Not many people are aware of this company, which is a BC copper explorer. They are awaiting a drill permit and should begin drilling sometime this spring or summer. I like the CEO and their theory regarding the location of their drilling, which may be a good one for tectonic gold, which we discuss in our free letter. They have already had a drill program in which they have hit various amounts of gold, but they have also done metallurgy. So why would this small company with one drill program have 2 metallurgical tests completed already? They are getting ready to have a deposit, to have an asset that goes into production someday. So I believe that could be a good one. Although they added some land package, Westwood Gold was a tiny gold explorer in Nevada. They're building a large land package in a highly desirable area of Nevada on the Cortez Trend. They're checking off boxes to make a discovery, and they're checking off boxes of what other companies similar to them have done in that area. So they're doing that. Okay, next basket. They added some more land to their existing property package last year, and they just announced last week that they hired someone. I don't have the time to go over each one in detail, but these are companies with resources that I believe will grow, which means there is less risk but still upside potential with them. The majority of these companies are still focused on drilling and aren't necessarily trying to enter the development space. If you follow me on Paid Prospector or Paid Letter, you are aware that this is a stock that I like. They recently acquired another asset. They now have 2 assets in Quebec. There will be a lot of news from them this year. There will be their flagship, Dwayne West. A resource estimate is likely to be released in April, so you should keep an eye out for it and make your investment before then. Nordic Metals is a brand new choice of mine that was just revealed in our paid mail. Take a peek. Drilling 30,000 meters with $12 million in cash. You don't have to worry about investing in Sweden because Aniko Eagle is already a partner and is getting listed in Sweden. The Swedish love to buy mining equities. According to the Fraser study, Sweden is ranked higher than Idaho, British Columbia. I'm excited about this stock and have already purchased 2 tranches. I'll buy another one soon. In fact, please don't buy that one just yet. Let me get in first so I can obtain a better price. Wyoming is a PR running jurisdiction, so you don't need to worry about that. You presumably know that I've already given Yukon more than 7 million ounces of Banyan gold. It is constructed as Yukon's next treasure trove. I agree that it's a significant asset, and they've shown that they can make it work for a long time, but they're still drilling and hitting, so if you know me, this is a good one. Cassia Gold has always been a favorite of mine. Even though the stock is low, they continue to add ounces with each drill program. Taurus is a bulk tonnage asset that keeps growing. There will be a resource update that will be the major catalyst with Cassia Gold, so if you own it or want to buy it, you should do so before that resource comes out. Now, for example, there is the silver basket. I believe that everyone knows that this is a basket, and if you buy this silver basket, you'll do pretty well once silver really starts to roll. Visa Silver's resource just grew by 43%, and the average grade of the resources is now 635 ounces of silver, which is very high. They're still growing and drilling soul and silver. I'm a huge admirer of Shankonun, and I think this one will expand. Their most recent report, to give you an idea, hit